they should not be very aggressive or very harsh when used for anybody. It has, because further he speaks about being truthful and being the honesty is there now, what in our thought, it should be reflected in our thought as well, that never be judgmental, never judge any person. And because it comes with the words, the expression is always the words, the thoughts are expressed in words, so we have to be very careful, because it gives a memory to us, and it frames a personality, it frames the future behavior also. And so we have to be very careful with that, especially for ourselves. This is what, like, okay, for using for others, it may be say 50% we are using for others, but most of the time we are conversing with ourselves. So whatever words we are using, the thoughts we are creating, it has to be very thoughtful and very mindful. That's all.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Sorry, I guess got out of range somehow. I don't know what happened. Yeah, go. Who? Rajesh, you want to share? Go on.
No, that nothing. That's all. That's all. I shared my part.
Everyone done around the first agreement? Anyone who want to share or not yet added?
Yeah, I
I was
haven't
lost.
added.
Please share.
Yeah, just few things. And of course, as I had mentioned when we were reading the four agreements before, we have read this, of course, as part of B Club, I think a couple of years ago. And I had really enjoyed this book. And in fact, I enjoyed it so much that I have the physical copy of it. And all of these agreements, of course, I've been trying to be mindful about incorporating them or agreeing to them, implementing them more than agreeing, abiding by them as much as I can. For being impeccable with my word, one thing that I have observed, not just about me in general, about everyone, uh, especially at work, in meetings, there is this urge that people have that they have to contribute. I used to have that urge also. Uh, I am someone who loves to express myself, and I vouch for and I am a huge proponent of, of course, always giving a channel for people to express. But we also, as humans, we all have to understand that this is a privilege and we are not supposed to take undue advantage of it, and always be mindful about other people's, uh, you know, opinions and their time as well. Because someone is sharing their gift of time, right? When we are sharing something, like right now, also, when I'm talking, you are all patiently listening to me. So I value that, right? But having said that, we also have to implement it based on what we are trying to share and what is the intention. So for me, being impeccable with my word all comes down, in my limited experience and perception, it comes down to what intention is do I have in sharing this. Even if it's in a meeting, I'm just taking the analogy of work setting, right? Because there, it's like more like Kurukshetra for a lot of us, because people are from different backgrounds, and we are usually, we have, of course, we are all patient and whatnot, but we still have to uh, deal with a lot of people. And we also have this thought at the back of our minds that, this is not even my family. Why am I keeping up with this? Or why am I putting up with all of this? So we have to step back, and we also have to realize, like, what am I doing to attract this? And I know different people have shared this in different books that we have read in book club as well. So I think it all comes down to, especially in that, in the meeting thing, I always ask myself before I have to say anything, that what value am I adding? What is my intention behind sharing this? Is it because I want to show that I know this subject, or is it because I just want to add value and save time? Because there is something that I know, or that my perception might help, but it should not be around showing off, that, okay, I need to show that I have the upper hand. So those kind of things. And I think it has helped me a lot. And I continue to implement it, and I continue catching myself at times because it's a very human thing, right? बचपन से मतलब एजुकेशन सिस्टम भी हमें ऐसे ही सिखाता है, right? अरे सबसे पहले हाथ ऊपर खड़ा करना है, अरे मुझे आता है, that I know about this and I want to contribute, right? One change that has happened in the past couple of years in me, especially at work settings, there are times when someone asks me, "Do you have an opinion about this?" And I have no shame in saying that no, I don't have any opinion. Or at times I will just say, I don't have anything to contribute right now. I need to reflect on this. And that's it. And there is no pressure. And I realize that, that pressure that we feel that we have to contribute, it's self-inflicted. Like we think that we are expected to contribute something. It's not necessary that others are also expecting you to do that. So yeah, that was my take on this first agreement and what I have learned from it and how I have been focusing on implementing it. Thank you everyone for your patience and time.
One last thing I want to add, like, words are directly connected to the heart, actually. Like how we use our words and what we say, they can heal somebody or they can break somebody. So I think, what the words that we speak and hear, they get stored in the memory, and they can directly affect the feelings of the other person or ourselves. So I think it is very critical that we should use the words impeccable, which can elevate the spirit of everybody, basically. Yeah, thank you.
I'll do one thing.
Hello.
Now, yeah, Rajesh, 1 minute.
Yeah.
I will keep timing because I think we started today. We are not leading. We are starting conversation. I think now we are ready. We are sharing about the first agreement. That is the time is around 7:30. We have another half an hour time, and still we have 4 more topics or 4 more agreements we have to discuss. I'll keep mindful for. I will show the timer card also for that. Every 10 minutes we can keep that. Next, every 10 minutes I will show 8, 9, 10 like that. I will show the green and yellow, red. If the after red, then let's move into that next topic. Is it okay? So that I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
we can cover it up everything. Otherwise, we may stuck with
No,
that
now
1 or 2
if
topics.
we just
Huh?
want to add, like now if we go to give 10 minutes,
Uh,
we will go overtime.
oh, yeah,
So and
8
we
minutes,
will
okay? 8
not go.
minutes.
So see, we now have like 30 minutes and 4
Hmm.
agreements to cover. So how much it comes like?
Then 8 minutes, 8
If we
minutes.
give 10 minutes, we'll cover only 3. 8
8 minutes,
also, I
32
don't know.
minutes, 32 minutes. Yeah, it will
Also,
We
I
can,
feel
exactly.
like
maybe we
will
can
we
cover only
cover
agreements that we can, right? Like we don't have to complete all 5 today, maybe.
that, that is what even I was thinking, because even I was not expecting it to go this long, but then now that it is, maybe we can keep like today and tomorrow for this discussion, and we'll cover like 2 agreements or 3 agreements today, and maybe the remaining tomorrow, something like that.
Fine, absolutely fine. Then it's okay. Then it's okay. If
Do
we are
3
covering
today.
tomorrow, this too.
We'll do 3 today and maybe 2 tomorrow, because fifth agreement is a whole book. So maybe we'll take a little longer to discuss on that. Or what we can do the 4
Yeah.
agreements,
No,
and we
okay.
can
Like
do
that's
Yeah.
okay.
like
No,
fifth
Mansi,
and
we
Let's
have a.
see. Let's
What?
see how we do, because हो सकता है सारे agreements पे we don't spend so much time. And
yeah, even I.
yeah, so let's see. And but I like Rajesh's idea that every 10 minutes or 8 to 10 minutes, you can remind us that, okay, we have this, and
Yeah.
maybe in the chat
No.
only, you can just post, right, that we have this much time
Okay.
left. So
Now
then
we are
we
okay.
can
Today we
just
are
Can I?
going to cover 2 more. Today we are covering 2 more
No,
at
agreements.
least.
Okay.
see how much is taking. But
Okay.
after every 10 minutes now, like it's 7:30,
Hmm.
you just put a reminder like it's 7:40, it's
Okay, done.
7:50,
I'll do
something.
that. I'll do that.
And we'll
That's
take
all.
a call based on how the discussion is flowing.
Done.
If everyone is, we can jump to the next, or we can just continue, whatever. Like we'll go with the flow. Let's see. And
Okay.
we'll keep tomorrow also for the discussion instead of extending time today, because I think we took a little longer. Even I, because I was not, I got disconnected in the middle. I couldn't even remind of time or anything. So okay, so
Fine.
I just want
Fine.
my everyone is done with this. I just want to add like very
So
very
I
quick.
want to add 1 minute, if possible.
Yeah, please, please, please.
Basically, words are so powerful. In whole of the world, maximum fights are because of wrong words. Maximum divorces are because of wrong words. Even if if have chosen to become silent, all the fights, 99% fights would have been stopped. But people are so judgmental. All the feeling comes with the wrong words, which they don't want to mean. So if we go ahead and if you see the power of words, it starts building around you, your chakras, your aura getting reflected. One who is knowledgeable immediately understands from a distance that this person is this much or this type. Even mentalist can understand what you are speaking in the mind. So this universe is very miraculous, magical. Those people don't people want to hide, but they cannot for long. So words are such a powerful things. When it goes out, it will have impact. At least thinking in mind have come less damage in short term. So basically, if we are impeccable with words, slowly, and that comes from divinity, universal principles, 4-5 agreements, and all that. So short-term impact, if you can understand, and effect it has on medium and long term, people will definitely enjoy or fear both the power of words. It's not taught in the schools or colleges, but maximum strength one can get or maximum problems one can avoid is by having power of words understood. That's why we should have impeccability of words. That is what I think. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Very true. I just want to add my perspective. Like, just I think you all covered very beautifully. I in fact lost a few in the middle also because I somehow facing some network issues today. So two, three things. One is what I understand is being very, very cohesive, coherent and aligned with your words, also with what you are speaking and how the impact of it can happen on others, because words can heal or words can even hurt, uh, in both the scenarios. Like even a single word is tonality sentence has a lot of power, so we have to use it, like how the sentence in Spider-Man is, right? Like with great power comes great responsibility. So it's like that. So we have to be very, very responsible and particular with our words. And as they say that when your thoughts, your words, and your actions are aligned, it's then when you can manifest things accordingly. So that way, we have to be very, very particular. And the second thing is what I feel is being, this is what I'm doing and trying to do for myself, as an exercise to, like even while typing a message or whatever. I have observed that I'm not very, very good at expressing myself in very short. So I really get impressed by people, and in fact I like when some people are just able to express rightly, uh, and convey their point through with just lesser number of words or sentences, like how those sages do, or whoever, like maybe the masters, as we read in the fifth agreement. So they are able to do that. So I would that is one thing that I'm working upon, and I'm like, I'm thinking and I'm trying to do that. Like these days when I've seen that whenever even I'm replying to a message or something, I try my best. I do fail many a times, even like I'm doing it right now. But but I try my best. How can I make it shorter? How can I make it even crisper? So if there is a one paragraph, how can I come to just two lines? Something like that. So that's where like how I'm practicing it this time. And every time I've read this book, I've realized I have taken different meanings out of it, out of each of the agreement based on my situation or my need of that time. So yeah, so long back it was where I have to be very congruent and where I have to speak the truth. I have to only speak what I mean. And if I don't, like even for people pleasing, even for telling people, oh, you're looking nice, oh yeah, I'm okay to do this. If I'm not okay, I have to say no. So things like that, small things. Yeah, I think, and let's it's a long time, and anyone else who's not got the opportunity to speak and want to speak, otherwise we'll go to the next one. Don't take things personally. Is everyone shared? Okay then. So we'll jump to the next agreement. Do not take anything personally. So yeah, we're open to share that. And Rajesh, I think from now on, you start keeping time of 10, 15 minutes, whatever. We cover one or two more, whatever, however we go with the flow. But tomorrow we finish. We will not go to day after tomorrow, whatever it takes, because we have to do the happiness project. And Deepa, we have already like assured her to do it tomorrow, but somehow we just wasn't able to. And whoever has not got the opportunity to speak of the first agreement, you can take your time and speak about it along with the second, like go together with that, just in case you want to and you haven't received, or like you did not get because others were sharing. So we'll start with the second. Do not take anything personally. Who would want to go first? Yeah, no one. No one wants to start. I'm sure everyone is going to speak eventually, but yes.
Good morning to all.
Yeah, Pranav.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't take things personally. Like when I think about this, I will just imagine ki what would be the repercussions if I take things personally. So if I take things personally, I would definitely land into a loop of thoughts. For example, if someone says bad about me or if someone comments on me, if I feel bad, then I start taking grudge on them. And if I start taking grudge on them, I would try to take a revenge on them, and then that would lose my emotional balance. And absolutely, the opposite person may or may not be in the same frequency, but then I'm disturbing my own frequency. And the major thing is lot of energy would get drained out from our body. That is the mental energy, and as well as the physical and the spiritual energy as well, because our evolution would also be decreased if you start taking things personally. So in this way, I would definitely lose the view of my living. I mean, I would lose a purpose of living. I would definitely get diverted from the goals I'm supposed to reach. And at times, if you fall into this loop again, you have to start working on your goals right from the scratch. So whenever like people are saying something to me these days, after reading this thing, like don't take things personally, I'm reframing myself that if I take things personally, this would be the repercussions, and I would get lost in my own world, and I would get diverted from the goals, and hence it would take longer time to reach that goal, or I may not reach the goal also, because you never know how the loops will extend further. So according to me, after reading this particular the agreement, a lot of changes happened in me. So yeah, that's all about it. Thank you all.
Yes, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Pranav. Anything else? Anyone else?
Yeah, I would
Go
like
on.
to say, Mansi, I agree with
Yes, yes.
Pranavi. See, the negativity affects our own self, that I agree. And the kind of words we were using, what was the first agreement, it applies here as well. Now, this applies to other person also. When we are taking other person's perspective, when we are not understanding, or if what I would say is ki better make the conversation clear, better ask them what they are trying to say instead of jumping to a conclusion, or instead of framing opinions, because that person might also be in some other mindset, or he would also have some other the thoughts saved as the memories. So why he is behaving in that manner, why he is using that word, kind of words, it is also temporary, or it is also some other reason is there. So instead of taking it personally, better ask why, what do you mean by that? So, because if we are taking that negativity, or if we are taking those harsh words, we are applying it to ourselves, as our thoughts also affect our, we say, na, Pranavi rightly said that it affects our body. So if we are speaking to ourselves or if we are taking other person's word to ourselves, that negativity definitely affects us. So better be clear with the conversation, better, and don't frame opinions. Other person is not, he may not be pointing us directly, or it may be some other, what you say now, he is trying to vent out. So it is quite possible it is not meant for us. But don't take it personally. That's all. This is what I wanted to say.
Yeah, very true. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Others who
Yes,
wants to go next? Yeah.
yes. Good morning again, everyone. Uh, for me, what other person says, it's based on their experiences, their perspective. So we shouldn't take it on ourselves, whether it is on a harsh side or whether it's on an appreciation side. Either way, we shouldn't take it personally, because it is based on their opinion, based on their experience. Such as it reminded me of the when the Amitabh Bachchan went for an interview. Everybody said that his voice is not good. If he had taken it personally, then maybe Amitabh Bachchan wouldn't have landed where he had. And another story is of Julius Caesar, where we found the other person was appreciating him just to gain the benefit about for him, yeah, about him. So in either case, we should know our instinct value. We should know what is our true value and not be flowed away with the opinions of other. And obviously we shouldn't we shouldn't let other person opinion dance on our head. So we should try to be self-judgmental and know what are really worth, and how we can, and we are only we can only realize our self-worth. Yeah, thank you so much.
Very true. Yeah. Very well said. Yeah. All right.
See, this one agreement, I feel it's more connected to emotionally and personally. And also, I think don't take it as personally. I think we can. I would slightly other side. Don't take it as personally. I think we cannot ignore everything. We have sometimes sarcasm plays in this matter. I think when someone want to express, whether we want to express to someone, there are some situations we wouldn't be able to point out to each person. I think whether we are communicating in a group or whether we want to share some message to in a group, sometimes people use sarcasm in the right way. Sometimes at the same time, we may use it in that way in other side. I think if you want to hurt someone, that I'm also I think in the group, people use that. Here we have to take it. I think according to the situations, we have to play it. Yeah, even the sarcasm also sometimes it plays it works, and sometimes it breaks that the environment. I personally, I think even we had in the recently one, there was one other group. I think I had some, there was one conversation happened, and there are some people, I think, they behave something against to one person. It was not the right way of handling them or the right way of approaching them. I felt bad. I think I took it as this incident did not happen to me, but I took it as a personally, and it was not the right way to handle all that giving that kind of behavior to this person. Last night, I think even I think I got late. Last night I spent for I think around late night only. I think till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. I was connecting with people. I was understanding people, and then I was writing a big message. I have put it in the particular group. Yeah, it might create something. I think if I take it, I think don't take something personally. But here I took it as a personally, even if it did not happen to me, it was happened to someone. But I was standing to someone's position, or I was supporting him to somebody else. I think according to his concerns, everything. I wanted to make people to aware. If I don't take it as personally, then I wouldn't be able to make the situation to aware others. I understand. I think this is little connected, or this is one thin line. How we take it is. Uh, I have to reread about this particular chapter, and I have to be a little more mature or something. But this that currently I'm in that state.
Rajeshi, here I
Yeah.
would like to say that as you said, na, you don't understand why that sarcasm was there. So it's better to ask that person, what do you mean exactly? On the spot, you can directly question them, ki, sir, I am not able, I didn't understand.
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by
I
that?
did
So
that. I
it's
did that.
better.
I did
So
that.
that is
I
I think that is the best way to get to know what person is feeling and why he used those words, why he said that.
yeah, yeah. I did that, but the answer, whatever I received, it was not relevant and appropriate. But that was not right way to use those words. This one, I've been going through that last 2 days. These discussions, conversations in my mind, and also meeting. I spent that thing around yesterday. Only I think around more than 5 hours. This is the one chapter. This is the one thought I have spent a lot. Connected to people and talking to the people and making my point very clear on that one. When yesterday, last night till 1:30, I was there to collect everything and writing that, putting the message.
Now understand how you are impacting your health, what you are impacting your health with. Okay, it is
I
only
agree. I
affecting
agree.
you. Yeah, it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
only affecting you. So better either ignore it. When things are not in your hands, either just ignore it. Or if whatever you could have done, you did. You tried your best. So now better leave it. Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think this is whatever I did for. I think it did not happen to me. I think I was stand for someone else. He was not deserved. He was not deserved to receive that such kind of response from people. I just wanted to stand for him. That's what I did. Yeah, I can give it to Richa.
I just want to add something on this. See, my perspective is that, for every situation in life is, either love it or live it. So if things are not happening, you have done your best, and if things are not happening your way, then you just live it, because everything is not meant for you. So my perspective is either accept it or live it, either love it or live it, just like that, because there is no other option.
Yeah. So I just want to request everyone, like, yeah, we are open to unmute and speak, but if someone is raising a hand, let's allow them first, because that person is waiting patiently since a long time. Yeah, Richa, you can just go on whatever you want to share, and I can also add a little bit to what Rajesh shared after you. Yeah,
Yeah.
go on.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I had raised the hand because two people were already talking, right? So I just wanted to show my intention that I have something to contribute. It was
That's
related to, so my share already was, I think, related to that. And then based on how Rajesh shared his experience. So I want to thank you, Rajesh, because I think it gives us something to focus on and be specific, right, with respect to understanding, because this helps not just you who is sharing, but it helps all of us understand how can we implement this. And I think each of the agreements, and especially this one, don't take things personally, is very hard to implement, as I think Deepa was also mentioning in the chat. Um, it is hard because we are so attuned, and I think I'll also take the example of, because I in my head I was remembering, मैं बहुत पहले से ना ऐसे ये डायलॉग अपने आप को बोलती हूँ कि मेरे लाइफ की तो मैं ही हीरोइन हूँ, right? Like, because I don't want to look up to some celebrity and always chase that, or it's always good to have someone as your role model, but you also obviously want to uh, admire yourself, of course, not with the idea of being self-obsessed. बट जब हम वैसे लेकिन अप्रोच में भी होते हैं कि ओके, या मैं अपने लाइफ की हीरोइन हूँ या जो भी है, तो हमारा फोकस हमारे ऊपर है. एंड आई थिंक दिस particular agreement, what the author, based on my, again, a very limited understanding, I don't think he's saying कि, if someone is saying something, even if it is sarcastic, it might be addressed to someone else, as in your example, Rajesh, right? And it could be that it was directed towards that person. But the idea is that we don't take it entirely personally, to the extent that, because we make our own imaginative conclusions, and it also goes into the other agreement which will come up later, right, which is don't make any assumptions. So it's kind of very well knit with that. I think the author is trying to tell us that don't be so obsessed about, okay, if someone has said something which is directed towards you, don't start making assumptions on that. कि अरे हाँ वो तो this person must be thinking this person must be thinking about thinking this only about my body image. I'm just giving an example. Say suppose someone makes a sarcastic comment on my body type or my body shape, right? In my head now, for the next 2 days, 3 days, however long it takes me to get over this incident, in my head, मैं completely focus कर रही हूँ वो person पे. Actually, that person has said something and walked away. Probably is not even thinking as much about me, right? But I am obsessing about this. That oh my God, मेरी तो पूरी life change हो गई and मेरे body के बारे में ऐसे बोल दिया and it was so hurtful. So I think that's what the author is wanting us to focus on. कि don't let that thing completely wipe you off, that as if you are the center of the world and अब किसी ने तुम्हारे बारे में ऐसे बोल दिया तो बस there is no coming back. It's just a small statement and that person moved on. So I think that is how I interpreted it. I don't know if that helped, but that was going to be my share too, that we should not be focused too much on ourselves. I think that's the crux of this agreement for me. Thank you. And go ahead, Mansi. I think you also wanted to share.
Just a second. Actually, in this particular concept, people who take things personally, they're actually, I can't say the stronger word called as ego, but then, as Richard told, they feel so self-centered and they think all this. But then you should also inculcate the habit of taking the courage and asking the questions properly to the other person. I mean, there may be a role of impeccability of the word usage also over here, and you should retrieve the right information, and we would know that to what extent that person is, taking giving sarcasm to us. So that also plays a major role. And before I used to not do that, but these days in a very smart way, I'm asking them questions. In what view that particular person has commented on me. Trust me, actually, lot of shackles would be cleared from inside us, and we would know that with what intensity the person was telling. So I think this would also be helpful to the people because I'm implementing it. So I got the results of it. Yeah, thank you all.
Thank you. Yeah. So anyone wants to say something more on this agreement? Okay, I'll just share mine. So what I feel, and Rajesh, especially for you, I would want to share this first, rather than about the agreement. It's about what I feel is when we take things personally, it's I think there are two things, two to three things to it. One is we when I was just taught about, I just learned this in inner engineering. So it's like uh, there is this one affirmation that is given to us, which is just for today I choose to live in the moment. So and when Sadhguru explained about it, he was like every moment is precious, and even like a moment is something that is a fraction of a second. So it's basically every time you are not in the moment, you are in the past or future. So basically 1 minute, like 1 minute, even something that happened right now, and we're thinking and reflecting on that. So we are living moment to moment, and like how if I just go back on keep thinking and sharing about what Pranavi just shared, or any one of us just shared, Richa or Anjali, whatever, I am not in the moment. So basically that way he explained it to us, that even 1 minute back, whatever you, if you're thinking something that was 1 minute back, you're missing out on the moment, and you are reliving the past. So so that is one thing. So don't take things personally is basically, I feel, ki where we also have to make sure that I have seen this, like sometimes we go to either of the spectrum. So we go to this, okay, I don't care kind of an attitude, which is also not right. Or sometimes we go to a spectrum that we feel too bad and we keep sulking around it for 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 hours, whatever it is. So what one of my mentor taught me is, the more we evolve, the lesser time we take to dwell upon something. So, for example, there is a fight between a husband and wife of any person. in the initial days, when if it took like 8 days for you to speak with one another, eventually as you grow, you should take lesser time. Like that 8 days or 1 week should convert into 2 days, then eventually 2 hours, and eventually at 5 minutes. As you can let go of things quickly, that is when like you are progressing. That is how growth can be considered. Okay, I can let it go in 5 minutes and I'm okay with it. That's one thing. For Rajesh, especially for you, what I want to add is, uh, if something is taking and getting you triggered to this and to such an extent, I think it's time you reflect what was in this that I related so much with. It could be something that happened with you in your past, something very similar, or somewhere where you wanted someone to take a stand for you and nobody did that, or whatever it is. And that is why it's getting so triggered, and that impulse to stand for that person, obviously, apart from this genuine and beautiful nature that you have to help someone or stand for someone, which is a great thing and a rare thing in today's day and time. But apart from that, we also need to reflect ki, why am I getting so triggered? And I think that's what you're reflecting upon, and that's how you are processing it as of now. So just consider what is it that you were that you could relate with in this situation, or when was the last time you experienced a similar emotion? That is an exercise that maybe you can do. So just that. And about taking things personally, I feel ki one of the other thing that I realized is, very like long term back, like when we get hurt now, when people get hurt, that is also ego. So basically, anything that makes you separated or superior or inferior from someone, your ego is at play. So it's basically your ego is trying to protect you and is trying to tell you that, oh, how can this person do this to me? How can the person uh, oh, yeah, there is a disturbance in my place. So how can you do this? How can you someone behave like this with me? And all of that, it's coming from a place of ego and not understanding. And also the most important part what the author shared is, every person is operating by their own model of the world. So whatever their opinions, whatever their this thing is according to their perspective or understanding or belief system of the world. So just this one understanding and awareness can help us from not taking things personally. So that is what is I wanted to add. But yeah, there were some hands raised. So we will stop at this agreement today and we'll do the next ones tomorrow. And for this particular one, whoever wants to share anything, please go ahead, and we'll just go 5-10 minutes extra today. Sorry for that. Whoever wants to leave are free to leave. But just sharing that because we don't want anyone to miss out on the opportunity to speak for this agreement. We'll not continue with this one tomorrow because we have still three to complete. So we'll directly start with the next one tomorrow. So yeah, Deepa, please do share.
I just have to pull my thoughts again. What I wanted to say was, recently I saw WhatsApp status someone had put, it's a nightmare, and there was a scenic thing. It was not like a very close shot. Somewhere in the cliff area, some where people stand and watch the mountains and all. So it was not very clear what that person meant. It's a nightmare. And the next images in the WhatsApp was people standing in a group along with the person who had posted that status. So it might be family or friends, and many pictures followed that. So the interpretation was obvious to whoever watched it was, it's a nightmare to be with these folks. Okay. But what the person who had put the status, what he or she had actually meant was, I am scary of heights. It was that suicide point or something, that is where they were standing, and the image did not show the height. It just showed the scenic beauty of the hilly area. That's it. It did not show like someone is seeing from the top to the bottom of that cliff, and you get frightened, when you see from the top of any height. Many 50% of the world population, they get frightened of heights. So that is what they meant. They did not mean anything about the group, like I'm out with these people and I'm enjoying my time, is what she wanted to tell, or he wanted to tell. But it conveyed as, I'm having a nightmarish time with this group of people, not with that height. So most often what happens is, we don't reflect on the context from which the person spoke. So we take it personally, but even it can be a positive thing also. Like, it happens so many times, like you're going to a shop and someone says, this is looking pretty on you. But they might be talking to someone behind you, to another friend, to someone else. But we think they are appreciating us. They are praising us for our beauty or for the way we are appearing. But it might be directed at someone else. So whether it's positive or negative, sometimes there is a misdirection, there's a misconnect. And another thing is, second thing is, we misunderstand because of a sound bite. We take a scene or a sound of the entire sentence, we don't take the entire story, we don't listen to, we just take one small aspect of it and we capture that, and from that our interpretation goes. Either we get excited or we lose the thing. And the third thing is, now we take it personally because from the beginning we have developed an opinion about a person. This person is good or this person is bad. So based on whatever they are telling, based on the past experience, based on our previous good or bad experience with that person, then with that filter we look at whatever they are telling, and that also makes us take things personally. So as long as we take the other person's context, we can avoid taking things in a personal way. So we should be very contextual. We should let go, and we should understand from the other person's perspective, from which angle they are talking about, what is their language, what is their culture, what is their age, what is their experience, from that filter. But as I said, it's very difficult to do all those filtering and understand whatever anyone is saying. But as with time, as we grow and we experience the world, we should cultivate that habit. It is very important because again, I'm going little deviating. Now people are talking about science and travel and AI. So the perception, the interpretation is going to change the next generation completely. Vastly, it is going to change. Language is going to change. Body language is going to change. The significance given to non-verbal language, the intonation, the eye movement, all that is going to change. So to be with the flow is very important. And we have to keep on updating our language skills, our communication skills. Yeah, so that is what I wanted to tell. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepa. Yeah, anyone else wants to add something to about this? Do not take anything personally. So I'll just add one more point from what I already shared. This just striked a little later. So that one point is basically this is this wonderful quote by Les Brown, where he shares his own experience about how he believed that he is not capable of a certain thing. When one professor just makes him realize that do not let others' opinion become your reality. So he just says it, and that thing changes his life entirely. And that is like that is how we should do, like, because people are operating to their own model of their world, and that is how we should not take their things personally, and not limit ourselves to any of that. That is just one thing I wanted to add. So that is also one of the way looking. Yeah, Anjali, go on.
Mansi, yeah. So I would point out, see, there is one positive criticism and one is negative criticism. So even if one is pointing out, you have to make sure that it is towards your growth or towards your suppression. That is also important to understand before
Yes.
jumping to any conclusion.
Yeah, very, very true. In fact, we should take it only as a feedback. So we should not ignore it completely. As I said,
Yes.
like that I don't care attitude is not going to serve you, because then you'll go even more insensitive, and that's not what it means. Like many times we assume, I feel life is always taking us towards balance, and that I don't care attitude, or it takes you to the extreme of the other way. So we also have to make sure that we do understand, or at least try to reflect upon what the other person is telling and the truth behind it. And also if that is empowering us, or how this can empower us, what needs to be changed. The change could be change in ourselves, or that change could be a simple change about ignoring the other person, because oh, this person does not understand they don't get it, so I have to distance myself from their opinions. Could be a change, or it could be actually working upon something, or this is something that is reflecting, and that is what I need to work upon, because this is what how I am perceived because of this quality of mine or this habit of mine. Could be a change, so it could be either way around.
Yeah, here
So
to add, Mansi, sorry to interrupt. I just want to make it clear. See, in personal relationship, when a parent and a child are talking, they have to, kids, or if they have to take it personally. Similarly, in the office also, if the boss or the person, or even like when many times the workers are not able to work in an atmosphere, so they come up with a condition, or they come up with some complicated a situation, they just point out. So things have to be taken personally, things have to be considered. That is important, but it should not go to the extent that you start blaming yourself. So you have to take it as a pointer that needs to be taken care of, and to avoid some further conflicts in the future. So many times now criticism coming from whom is also to be considered. It's from a well-wisher, or from a person who stands nowhere in our life.
No, Anjali, when you say sometimes you have to take it personally, I didn't get it.
See, when a mother is scolding the child, or the father is scolding the child, so if we say don't take it personally, the children will not understand that. Same way in the office also, if the boss is saying, I want this to be done on time and this is not done, so the kind of words they are using, it affects. People focus on the words more, people focus on the tones more, instead of focusing on what the person is trying to convey. The message they ignore on the basis of words and tone. So that time it is to be understand, that time we need to understand what the person is trying to say. Is it the message is important, or the words are important? So that way, sometimes we need to take it personally, that it might be important thing, and ignore the words.
But I have a different say. Like I see.
Maybe, sir. Yeah,
No,
but because
no,
as a parent, this was my point. Like for a parent and somewhere in authority. That's all. It's just you can have another opinion. I understand.
My quick say says that if a person is somebody's words are bothering you, right? I feel that it is only because of the person limited belief. So my takeaway is that we should always live to our true self, and the true self is full of happiness, joy, and well-being. If you are thinking anything outside that, that is against ourselves. So my thing is that as the author emphasizes in so many different ways that we should live to our true self, because living to true self is our living the purpose of life. If somebody is talking to us, maybe it is not in alignment with my true self, though I just listen it and uh, just work on my true self. I'll just say what I feel is right, and if the person doesn't listen to me, that's okay. It is his own limited belief actually. So I will explain my thing and just take it from there. And not get. So that's why I emphasize in so many times that we should always live in the desired state. Like we should think, act, believe, and always feel that we should how we want to become basically. If I achieve that success, how I want to behave, how I will talk to people around me, things like that. So I think always uh, think and live in the desired state, and we should get better every single day on that. Because every skill is a muscle, and the more you use it, you get it better. So this is my thinking, that never take anything personally, because that is against your true self, basically. Thank you.
Wow. Can I share?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yes. Basically, I want to add only one thing. I have read body language book many years before, and what struck with me is effect of words is only 7%, and 38% is tonality, and 55% is body language. Body language and tonality gets hit at directly subconscious level. So most of the times people don't understand कि what they have said, but what they have said is not that much important. अरे पगले बोलने के बाद भी लोग हंस सकते हैं, लेकिन थोड़ा सा भी कुछ बोल दिया, लेकिन आपका टोन और बॉडी लैंग्वेज इज डिफरेंट, then the impact is thousands of times bigger. So one has to see the words in complete, means with its tone and body language both. That's what I wanted to add. Thank you.
Yeah, very true. And all this agreement, the first agreement is all around that 7% that we have to work on. Yeah, very true. And in that 7%, it is also the words we talk to ourselves, not just the outside words. So it all gets divided into that 7% ka 100%. So yeah, very well said. Yeah. Anything else anyone wants to add? Because tomorrow we'll start with the new one. So anything around this one?
Yes,
Yeah, Pallavi.
yeah, I also wanted to add the same thing that Anjali ji said and Rajesh ji just said. We should not always go by the words what other person saying. We should see whether मतलब उसका what is his mental state या what his body texture is saying. जैसे अंजलि जी ने कहा कि children should give ear to what the parents are saying, but sometimes parents are in the range of anger, angriness, yeah, in the range of they say something like जैसे कि go to hell, something like this, in just in anger or something like this. And then also the kids should understand that it is not because they truly mean it. It might be because they are anger or because they want us to understand what they want. They should understand that we are saying this uh, in a anger, and we are always there to support them. Yeah, yeah, we don't actually mean what we said.
So I just
Yes,
are you done, Pallavi?
but the story that we read na, in the other book, it said that mother was having a great headache and she said to her beautiful singing daughter, "Ki don't sing. You are a horrible singer." But that time he was having a severe headache, and that daughter never sang after, even being in spite of being a good singer. So sometimes we should be mindful and not take seriously, and we should see what the other person state of mind while he's saying the harsh word or yeah, negative words. Yeah.
Yeah. So just want to add a little bit on this. So what Pallavi and Anjali you both shared as parents. So this is a one big thing that is always reminded of, that I have to keep myself very conscious when I am learning something. I have to take whatever I'm learning for myself, because this application, how we can apply it to me, and not because your daughters are not here to listen to all of this, so they will not know how to not take things personally. So it's basically, it's as parents, maybe you need to think how you cannot, how you should not take things personally of your children. For example, I would say that basically, like even as a parent, even I feel that, like, and it's very natural tendency that we think of our children first, but sometimes children behave in a certain way and then we get very offended, and then we feel ki aise kaise, how can they behave in certain way, or how can they treat me in a certain way. A respect comes in, or everything that we get triggered, right? So in that case, for this, for us, as we are in this room, it's our this thing to reflect on ourselves and work upon ourselves, considering how can I not take it personally? And when we think from this point of view, we then open up ourselves to the other questions like, okay, then if I don't take this personally, then why did the other person behave in certain way? Then we will force, or in fact encourage ourselves to go deeper into understanding the other person more empathetically. Okay, if this person is behaving not like an usual self, then is there something wrong with it? Is there something that bothering it? We get more empathetic, is what I feel. And if we take anything personally, we get stuck over there, and then the ego comes in and all of that. So that's what I'm trying to say, that um, wherever we are, in whichever situation, we all need to like consider how I can apply this particular agreement or whatever to me. So that is one perspective I just wanted to share, like if that helps.
Mansi,
To
being a
add here,
parent means we are also a child to someone, so it applies for us as well. It was just a metaphor, it was
yeah,
just an example that it applies to ourselves as our parents are saying, or our bosses, or someone senior to us or elder to us. If they are using those words, we don't have to take it personally. So,
Yeah,
with
very
those
true. Yeah.
examples, yeah, it was applicable to ourselves, and learning always starts from ourselves. That is what we convey to our children as well. If we are not able, if we are not applying it on ourselves, if we are not showing it in our behavior, our children will not learn. They also will need some further reading, or they will also need some reading session to read this book again and go with the learning.
Yeah.
So it
I
never
think that's
stops
the
with us.
best practice, that everyone
yes,
in the family reads the books we read, so
Yes,
that
we
we
are
are
sharing
aligned.
with the children
yes,
as well. Yeah.
yes. Can I
Yeah.
add 2 lines?
Go on, go on.
Yeah, basically, magic is in becoming aware. What we are thinking, what we are speaking, which words. Before we speak, if we understand what we are going to speak and what can be the impact of it, 90% of the problems will be solved. Because people are in such a rush to talk, the accident happens. Because that's a biggest impact machine words, speaking words is. And if I quote one author's reference here, Dr. Hugh Lane, who has invented or reinvented Ho'oponopono technique, and he was curing his patients. So whatever that patient, although he was not knowing them personally, just by seeing file and feeling what is their internal dialogue might be that patient's, and he was cleaning himself, because the whole world is one. At energy level, we are all one. So if we can think properly and use words properly by becoming aware, then things can change for better. Thank you.
Yes, yeah. Thank you. So I think we are all done. We all have got the opportunity to speak. Anyone wants to add, because we will have to leave now. It's already 8:17 now. We have not, fortunately, we have not extended our time since we started with this time very often. I think just once, or maybe not even once before. So yeah, that's a good practice we are following, and we are able to follow through. We are doing our best. So yeah, but yeah, we'll close then. We'll continue tomorrow with the third agreement. Do not make assumptions. And after that, so we'll keep the time only for 15 minutes for each agreement tomorrow. So we are able to complete the entire thing tomorrow, and we'll come prepared. Like just thoughtfully, just think about what you can speak. So we are able to curate it in lesser time, whatever we want to share, and that will help us all. So yeah, thank you everyone for all this wonderful contribution of your ideas and insights. So thank you so much. It adds a lot of value into understanding and deepening the topic. Yeah, Richa, you want to say something?
Uh, no, I just wanted to say, can you keep the room open for 1 minute? I'm just compiling the notes.
Oh, are you okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Yesterday I
Yeah.
just messaged you. I don't know if you saw them. Like,
I did not because yeah, I'll
yeah,
message
I
you
was
after.
actually a little awkward later. I thought, "Arey, I should have not asked you to like. I mean, it was just very impromptu, and then I
No,
was
no,
just
it's okay.
message. So I just thought of just sending that whatever I have curated as it is, like as a text message on the group. But I thought, I was not sure if you are still doing it, so it should not be repeated. So that is why I messaged you. Okay, no problem.
Oh, no, I think I also missed it. Yeah, because right after our session, like I was having a lot of stomach cramps, and then
Are you
so I
okay
took some
now?
medicine. Yes, now I'm okay. Now I'm okay. So yeah, and I was taking notes, but I wanted to compile everything for the second agreement because the discussion went long, right? So it will just take me a minute. So yeah, if you can leave the room open, it will
Yeah,
take me less
it
than a
will
minute
be
actually.
okay. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'm making you host also, just in case, because my network was a little issue initially today. So, okay, then everyone, thank
Yeah.
you so much. Let's see how we can take the discussion tomorrow. I did not actually expect it to go this long. I thought 10 minutes, and we have already discussed it all anyway, so it will be over. It will be fine. But
No,
we
but
had a
this is
lot to.
something वो जिसमें
It's
like
good.
reflect करने के लिए बहुत है ना. So yeah, it's a good thing. Yeah. I'm happy
I
that
just
everyone
wanted to
had.
add. Yeah, I'm
Hmm.
planning, like, I was just considering this that if we can just do a master class on this five agreements. I don't know
Great
how,
idea.
Hmm.
Great.
if we can
Yeah,
curate
great.
something around
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
And
Wonderful
on
we'll
a
idea.
do
real
that.
Wonderful idea.
application of it or something like a workshop or something, like rather than just like a
Yeah.
intellectual discussion.
Don't take 2 hours, take 3 hours because it is so much. It encompasses
Yeah,
every aspect of life.
where we actually talk and actually more we discuss upon the application of all of this. Reframing or whatever, I don't know, like not a very, very rough idea. So if anyone wants to join in with me for this, I'm most open to that. So we can just do it and work on this together. Because I personally felt that this is such a powerful these five agreements, and if we live by them, they have this power to change our lives. So that is the reason I just wanted to take it deeper, even for myself. So let's see.
Yeah, no, it
Anyone?
is a very profound book. And I think, Mansi, I had told you, but maybe not others this time, but because I had actually heard about these before the book, because my colleague whom I work with, I have been working with him for over past several, like 8 years. And he had a flyer in his cube with the four agreements, and he told me
Yeah.
about it. And I was like, wow, these are like such great words. And he was like, yeah, there is apparently a book on it. He has not read the book, but he learned it in some training or somewhere he heard it and he liked it so much. So he took a printout. And then I asked him also for, because back then I had not read this book. This was like, I think over 6, 7 years back. And I had the printout and I had been meaning to read the book. And then thankfully you picked it up or someone picked it, right? Couple of years back in our book club. And
Yeah, I
yeah,
only
and
did
I've
that
never
because
looked back
others
because
are aware
yeah.
of it. Yeah.
And it is
So basically,
limitless, just
what
like योगा ना, योगा में जैसे अपर लिमिट नहीं है ना, ऐसे ही इसमें भी है कि there is no upper limit कि तुम कर, you can keep improving upon each of the agreements.
no, and what I like about it now, like when we read that as statements, we have a perception around it for sure. But actually, as we read through the book, we get a deeper understanding of it, and we get different perspectives around it that the author
Hmm.
is like trying to help us explain. With the statement becomes much more deeper, and then it has this other meaning to it, which we understand, which we consider, and then through our own life experiences, that gets even deeper. So I think it evolves, and when we read it through the book and everything, I think it's whole lot of learning and understanding and constant evolving around it. So is what I feel. So it's beautiful,
Yeah.
and it helps us to
Yes.
cut off all the drama that goes around us, right? Like in our heads or even outside
Exactly.
of us. It helps us so much in our personal lives.
हाँ.
That is what I like
Yes.
about this book.
नहीं, और वो आधे से ज्यादा ना, आधे से ज्यादा वो हमारी रचना होती है, वो ड्रामा मतलब इतना
They
होता नहीं है
literally
जितना हमारा
empower
दिमाग.
us.
हाँ.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're constantly dealing with people and situations, right? And these five things, and we always are looking for help to deal with those things better. And this agreements are actually wonderful tools to help us do that. So that's how I like about them. So I don't know, like how our
Yes.
masterclass or something can be curated around this, because it's very theoretical and like philosophical as such. So let's see. I don't know. Just have
नहीं,
an
कुछ
idea
तो
of what.
वर्कशॉप, हाँ, वर्कशॉप sort of ही, and I am also interested, so yeah, I can help you. we
So
can
let's do it together, Richa. I'm very much open. We can do it together. Since you
sure.
also like the book equally, we can do something and create something around it together.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Are you
Okay, and
done?
I have
Like,
taken the
I was just
notes. Yes, I've taken
I
the
was just
notes.
giving
Yeah.
you company rather than leaving you alone. So I thought I'll just stay back like with
Thank
you.
you. Yeah, and I thanks to both the Rajeshes also who accompanied us
Great,
while
that's a
I
Yeah.
great idea,
complete the
Mansi and
notes.
Richa. And they conduct a session, and yeah, having instead of alone, you are having a partner that would add more value. All the very best for the workshop session.
Yes.
My first
You.
wishes to
Ye-
you all.
Be there as the participant whenever we do it. We need
Yeah,
to.
I will. Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
How
You
can
can
I miss
also
it?
Okay.
join in as a third volunteer
No,
also.
no, no,
Like
you,
we don't mind.
no, you both can continue. Extra price and extra times, then extra these things. You both are gems. You can go ahead and I will be there as an audience to learn from you both.
Yeah. Let's see when it
Not
comes
just
through.
audience, but also participant, I think, as Mansi said. Yeah,
Yeah.
that will be great. Yep. All right, you
Okay.
all carry
Okay.
on
Chalo.
with your
Thank
day. Have a wonderful
you.
day
Have a
ahead.
great.
Make it a great day.
Have a
Yeah.
wonderful. Have a good night.
It
Like
was a
a
great
wonderful day.
session. Yeah.
Yes.
People have a lot to share
Thank
and
you.
good,
Bye
good
bye.
discussions.
Yeah, we went more
Yes.
deeper than I had expected. Like even in
Yeah.
terms of
No, but
everything,
acha hai
time
na.
and
That's good.
yeah, it's
And I
good. Like
like
very
that there was
soothing.
no rush. Matlab, we took time to
Yeah.
Yeah.
give
That's a good.
This is the
justified
first
amount of
time we
time.
have extended time after changing the time.
Yeah.
So from
Yeah.
7 to 8,
Yeah.
we are like luckily, like fortunately, we are able to keep that very, very well. But yeah,
That's
because it was
very
a little
good.
different, right, today.
Actually, it's
So I
very
thought, but
No,
profound.
today
whatever,
was
let's stick
just
to time and let's not
discussion.
make it a practice. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye. See you
Thank
all.
you.
Bye bye.